Hey guys, it's Trinity up back here with another video. This is gonna be part 1 or chapter 1 to the fanfiction Brothers of the Sand. I already read through some of it, and basically I'm gonna be reading the part after Minato seals away the death god. So, the joy of the countryside felt the apparent death of the demon passed quickly. At the discovery of both the Hokage and his wife's death, many of the witnesses to Kushina's death and birth to her child took the baby to a ill omen. This is when it was discovered the child held the demon that killed so many people. The grief turned to anger at the demon and fear of the boy. Sarutobi took the mantle of village leader once again. As Hokage, he placed an order punishable by death. No one will tell the true circumstances of Naruto's life. Though the resentment of the new laws built as the boy grew. While the common folk of the village could not disobey the laws, they could still make the child's life difficult. The Hokage was assaulted by the press that threats that the villagers who own businesses would rather leave than live in a village that would allow such an abomination to live around them. Sarutobi found a compromise. The boy Naruto would receive minimal help from the Konoha military in exchange. The commerce union would stay. They leave the boy alone. Unfortunately, Sarutobi set a precedent for the Commerce Council to make decisions they would never be allowed to make. 6 years passed and Naruto had grown into a determined child. It had been a year since he lived without the aid of an overseer. He ran, tugging at his orange shirt since it was itchy. When it got hot, Naruto left the schoolyard and cleared around the corner and slowed to a stop. Several adults were in his path. Each one dropped the smile from the child and placed her children behind them protectively. Naruto felt the warning off of the adults. Quick cut in here, but basically, I'm not gonna say the fanfiction word to word. I may not say like the parts I'll need to shorten up the story, but to still allow you guys to get like what's happening. Due to the fanfiction having like 140,000 words. So, Uzumaki Naruto realized Naruto moved through the town to look at the festival that had started that morning. The park was too full of people that Naruto knew did not like him, so he avoided in favor of the food samples being handed out in Gali. He did not know what it was, but he felt more welcoming to this place. Many adults smiled at him and treated him like a good boy when he politely asked for something to try. Though other children moved around him when they asked for a sample as well. Naruto felt he had a pleasant time, and when the sun set, he found a few rows of stands that sold clothes and trinkets. They all talked to him about their trade. Uzumaki Naruto realized through conversation with a jewel crafter that everyone he talked to were not from Konoha. The boy looked around and noticed several of the villagers who were shopping would see the boy and avoided the stores he was in. Naruto felt it was time to go home. Later that night, Naruto made ramen and then went to sleep. Though there was a minor disaster that Naruto was able to clean up with water. Late in the evening, the hiss of gas leak was muffled by the closed doors and water that had seeped into the cracks within the walls. An hour passed where the kitchen slowly built an enormous amount of fuel. Finally, it bled out of the kitchen through the gaps in the door and caught the draft out of the outside air. The disaster that occurred in the next moment started with a candle Naruto lit. The rest of the window still in the glass face to protect it from the wind. Naruto woke up with no ability to hear what was going on around him. He just knows a large bang woke him up, and he was blinded by the heat and smoke billowed out of the window and stood in front of him. Screamed a soundless scream before trying to find the bucket he had still full of water. Below the building, many people walking home noticed the light. Several wanted to call till they remembered that Naruto lived in there. The disaster that occurred in the next moment started with no one wanted to help the child. Deep within the boy, two red eyes opened. The eyes felt the heat near the boy's body and closed his eyes in snare. The child would live. Someone was watching over him. Inside the house, the fire was closing around the little boy before a man appeared to Naruto. As the man blasted the fire away with his chocolate arm and then took Naruto to safety. Then the Ambu cleared the area after leaving it. The Ambu stood outside of the apartment and observed the burned remains of the main room. The floor was too weak to support their weight and would collapse if more weight was placed on it. The old man sighed at the sight. Naruto lay resting on a stretcher with two Ambu that had their masks off. They were both healers. He is so young. He is. I'm sure he'll be all right. The Ambu leader nodded and turned away to talk to his men. Naruto opened his eyes to see himself in a large office. He had laid on a plush couch. He coughed a little, still tasting the smoke in his lungs. He sat up and stretched. I'm glad you are looking well. The boy looked up and saw an old man standing next to him. He wore a simple white robe and had no hat. How are you feeling, Naruto? What happened? Naruto said, still disoriented. The Sadame sat in front of the boy who was seated on the couch. The kitchen stove in your apartment was very old. The gas line in the stove had bulged. The line seemed to have melted somehow, creating a large pocket of gas just near the mouth of the front line. Naruto guiltily told his story of the fire night before, where Naruto had forgot to turn or his jacket turned the heat on again, and then he used water to put it out. As Naruto told the story after it, he said, "I am sorry, old man. I didn't mean to blow up the nice home you gave me." "Well, this leads to a slight problem as where I'm gonna place you," the Hokage said. Naruto thought a second before he remembered his time at the festival. "Can I go somewhere out of Konoha until my apartment is fixed?" "Is there something wrong, Naruto?" Naruto thought and remembered how he felt during the festival. "I met people I never saw at the festival. They were all nice. I felt special, normal. I want to feel that again." There is something else, Naruto. What is it?" Naruto mumbled a few words. The Hokage was able to understand the meaning. "You saw the people do nothing to help you." Naruto nodded as he began to cry. "You have lived through a very trying experience. I am sorry I have failed you," the Hokage said as Naruto hugged his old man. The boy's small body trembled in the Hokage's man's arms. The old man looked at the boy and placed a warm hand on Naruto's shoulder. The Hokage rubbed his eyes. It pained him so to see the child suffer. "I suppose it is a good time to explain some things of the village. It started with the nine-tailed fox who attacked the village 6 years ago." As the Hokage then explained what happened, and then sighed. The Hokage glanced at the sleeping boy and then sighed. The council was already demanding a meeting for the damages on the boy for the apartment building. The Hokage gritted his teeth. "Hokage-sama," a jonin said. He was kneeling deeply and had one hand on the floor. The old man turned to the nin in motion for the man to stand. "What news do you have from the Sand Village?" The Kazekage read your letter and immediately replied. His reaction was of confusion and concern, Lord Hokage. As he bowed his head, the Hokage then read the note, which said, "Brother Hokage, I understand you need to protect the village child. If you feel that you can't part with him for several years, we of the Suna village will be willing to oversee the child's safety. But be warned, I will not lie to my people over the identity of the child. He may have a harder time here. If the boy Naruto Uzumaki is willing, he may request to return to the village at any time. I would be happy to have the boy claim asylum in the Sand Village." The first Hokage looked at the rest of the message. Speak of dismission to no one. You are dismissed, the first Hokage said to the Jonin. The first thing Naruto felt was his stomach grumbling, and his face scrunched. He sat up and looked around, and no longer in the office like last time. He was slept on a real bed. It was getting dark outside, and Naruto wondered if he slept for a whole day. It would be the first time the hyper boy would have slept past noon. Ow! Naruto looked at his clothes and smiled widely. Naruto admired the new orange shirt and black pants. He loved the pants as much as the shirt. The seam had a thin orange strip along with its length. He ran to the bathroom and bathed, not thinking that he was intruding anyone since it was the bathroom only into the room that he had slept in. He slipped on the new clothes and smiled widely. He felt weight lifted off his shoulders as he placed one on. He was the prism for the fox demon Kyuubi that had attacked the village on the day he was born. The fourth Hokage sacrificed his life to seal the demon away forever. He happened to be the object that the fox was sealed in. The boy laughed at the idea that he was the hero to the old man. He didn't do anything. He knew that he was not great, but the old man appreciated him in a way no one has before. Naruto thought the losing of his safe places worth, while he had gained the respect of the Hokage of the village. He ran out of the bathroom and out of the bedroom and through the mansion. It was larger than the apartment complex he had lived in, and all the rooms were connected in the hallway instead of outdoor passages. He giggled and slid on a shiny wooden floor and hit the wall. He rubbed his head and laughed again, and he found a railing that went down the floor, proceeded to slide down it. He was having the time of his life, and he did it, thinking that his life would get better now that he has an old man as his friend. Which this'll be the end of the what if video. As you can see, it is nearing 30 minutes. Or it's been 20 something minutes. So otherwise, the like goal will be 2 likes for the next part. And otherwise, I guess, peace out. Also, make sure to subscribe and like if you haven't already, and peace out.